Whoa.
Okay.
Woo! Cut that out. Hey guys, it's Jess.
And this is Gil.
And today I wanted to talk to you about some of the trials and tribulations, I guess, that come with being freelance artists and things of that sort. I'm gonna be doing a 1 month update of where I am now, but before we go into that, which is gonna be another video, I want to talk about what it's like being a freelancer and kind of the stuff that you have to look forward to. I know that oftentimes it looks really glamorous and it's beautiful to achieve your dreams and really do your own thing, be your own boss, but it doesn't come without its ups and downs, and definitely not for everybody. Let's start off with some common misconceptions that people have about freelancing. So what are some things that you think that people think freelancing is like?
They think that since you're not technically working a regular job, that you're always free.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I used to have people make fun of me, like in my family when I first started. They would say, hey, can you do this or that or whatever? I'm like, I can't. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? You're not in an office, you're not working all the time and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think people have this idea that if you're literally not clocking in somewhere, that you have just an immense amount of free time.
And it's completely opposite, because now that you don't have to go anywhere and clock in, you're not obligated to go anywhere. Now you have to make time. Now that you have to make the decisions to make the money. So every time that you have free, technically, it's time that you have to use wisely.
Yeah, and one thing that is really taxing, and I think you see this a lot with YouTubers, if you've seen a lot of YouTube videos about people, let's say, need to take a break or need to take a mental health day or whatever, you're always on.
Yeah.
When you have a job and you clock in and you clock out, once you clock out for most places, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done for the day. Yeah. You know, but when you're a YouTuber and, especially, or like when you podcast, you don't just turn on the camera, turn it off, and then you're done.
Your life's the job.
Yeah, you're constantly having to come up with content. You're constantly editing, trying to find new ways to make it more inventive. You're promoting your stuff. It's a lot. It's
collabing with people.
Yeah.
And networking. Everything's a job.
Yeah.
Going to the coffee shop, it's a job.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So I don't think that people have like this immense amount of free time just because they're literally not clocking in and out of a building. I think another misconception is that you're going to be this machine that just pumps out content 24/7, 365.
That's not. There's something called writer's block or creative block. We all face it. And
so when I left my job, I was like, man, I'm gonna be recording like 3-4 videos a day. I'm gonna be posting like 3 times a week. And in reality, I don't think I posted my first video after I quit for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And it was really just because I was like, damn, I am completely responsible now for paying my bills. I am completely responsible for taking care of everything that was once taken care of with the job.
And that's a lot to take in, even though you were planning it. It's just when the realization happened, you're like, whoa, this is real.
Yeah. And before, when I only had a certain amount of time, it was a lot easier to decide what to do because I was like, I can do this in this amount of time, in order to, work-life balance. And now that I have all this time, it's kind of like I have a lot of friends who are artists, and they said the one thing they hate the most is when they get a job and someone says, yeah, just do whatever.
No, I hate that.
It's like, oh my God, I can do anything. Like the possibilities are endless. This could go great. This could be horrible, So it's like...
It's scary. Isn't it scary?
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Because then when you give them the product, you're like, well, I don't like this. Well, you told me to do whatever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But sometimes those free moments can be the most gratifying because now you can probably try something you always wanted to try.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, I think those are the 2 biggest misconceptions that people have about freelancing. And I want to get into a little bit of what we do and I guess what actually goes into the practice of being a freelancer. I'm a YouTuber, as you guys know. Obviously, if you're here on my YouTube channel right now, watch this video. I don't make money off of YouTube right now. Obviously, subscriber count, pretty low. I make most of my money doing freelance work. I'm a photographer, so I work at a photo studio part-time helping out, and then I also create stuff for people freelance. For me, I still work and I have to do YouTube, so it was kind of scary knowing that I had quit my job to pursue doing my own stuff full time, but in reality, I spend most of my time creating for other people. It's a lot of work. Mentally, it's been very taxing because, like we said, I have to come up with everything. It's not like, oh, hey, go stock the shelf. All right, cool. Yeah, so it's a lot more mentally taxing than I expected it to be, but it's cool. I'm learning a lot. And also, it's...
You seem more outgoing more now that you don't have a job. You seem more amped to just do everything.
Yeah, I'm ready for anything. And I think that although there are times where I just feel overwhelmed, I think it's extremely freeing to know that I am free for anything. Yeah. I'm down for whenever. Where before I was like, oh, I can't. I work in the mornings. Or I can't. My boss told me I have to finish this project tonight. Or, so now it's so nice to be able to say, hey, can you come to this photo shoot? Can you come help me? Yeah, absolutely. At what time, when?
But you're not always saying yes to everything.
No.
That's another thing that I learned from you.
Yeah.
I learned it from Shonda Rhimes, saying yes to opportunities, but then I learned watching you, now that you're freelancing more, you can say no to certain things. And that's one thing that I really appreciate that I learned from your experience.
So what are some things that you feel like you say no to more now?
I say no to a lot more photo shoots.
Yeah.
And low volume. There was a Instagram quote that you found.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me even till today, where clients will ask me, "Hey, how much do you charge?" And I give them my price, and they'll say, "Well, is there like a discount you can give us?" Like, no, this is my price. And normally I would easily just, all right, what will work for you? Because it's like, I don't really need the money. I just kind of want the experience. I just like the feeling of taking pictures. But then as I'm editing the photos, it becomes work and it becomes unnecessary.
Yeah.
That's
dying.
Then I find
it's because he's a Nikon.
Yeah. So. Then I find myself working for a client who is undeserving of my work, and then they always ask for more. So they pay you less, and then they ask way more than you should.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate when you give someone something for free and then they complain about it.
Yeah, I've given a clients free videos or free additional content from a photo shoot, and then they're like, "Can you do it this way?" It's like, this was free. No, I can't do this. I can't add this. I can't edit your dog Tito in the video.
Just put a JPEG of a dog in the video just doing this.
No, I had a client I shot an event for, and the package deal that I offered her was for videos and photos, and she said she didn't want to do any videos, which was cool. But then I kind of liked the vibe. The vibe was dope at the party. So let me just throw a video in there as a surprise.
Yeah.
And in the video, I had a lower third of the description of the party, but the description of the party was wrong. And it's usable, it's understandable to any other person, but I put the wrong kid's birthday. Like, instead of it being 8th, I think it was 6th birthday, I put 8th or something. And she just was like, "Hey, video's dope, 4K." It was amazing. It was like a 6-minute video. Can you change this? Also, can you edit this part out and put this in? And I was like, if you told me the lower third out, fine. But now you're asking way too much.
Yeah. I don't like to do, what I'm learning now is I'm going to have to start charging people for edits after a certain point. Mm-hmm. Because when I was working for the company I was working for, we hired a lot of freelancers because we had out-of-state properties. So they would say, "Hey, I can do this one edit," and then we're like, "Oh, we need it again." He's like, "I'm gonna have to charge you for those edits." And I was like, that's smart, because what ended up happening to me was I was doing stuff for a client and they ended up asking for all these edits, and it just I charged them for the edits. I charged them the hourly. Every edit was, I charged an hour because to go in and make those changes takes time. And but at the same time, it's I don't want to work on the same thing when I could literally move on to another client and make way more money doing a whole other project.
Or just free time. It's the best feeling when I say no to a client. Recently, actually yesterday, I declined a client. They wanted a website, and I told her my price. And she didn't like it, which was fine. But normally I would back down and say, what will work for you? But then I'm thinking about the time investment. Literally it will take a month or two for me, because I have a podcast.
Yeah.
I also have a full-time job.
Yes.
And I also have other gigs, and I'm married, and I do have a life.
Yeah.
So I can't dedicate 100% of my time and energy into this project that this person wants.
Yeah.
And I'll literally find myself re-editing and editing because this person doesn't know what they want.
Yeah.
They don't know how the internet works.
Yeah.
So
yeah, don't be afraid to explain to your client, like, this will take time.
Yeah.
I had, when I was working for my other company, they didn't have any full-time videographer, photographer, so they would ask for stuff and be like, hey, I need this like today. And I'm like, you understand, like, this has to be edited. Like, editing takes time, you know? And they're like, oh, I don't know, you know? And it was like constantly, it was like, I need this. I'm like, I told you already, this is gonna take time, you know?
There are times when I am really passionate and I'm overwhelmed with like some creative energy.
Yeah.
And I do dish shit out. There
Yeah.
was a couple times where I dished a couple of shoots, paid gigs.
Yeah.
And I dished it content out because I was really enjoying the pictures and I was having a nice flow. And I got the pictures to the client like literally almost like the same day.
Yeah.
And just maybe like 6 hours. I just fell into the next day. And I emailed them, hey, here we go. Here's the photos. And they were really satisfied. So then they hired me for another gig. And it's like, oh, what happened? You edited the pictures fast last time. What happened this time? And it's like, damn, well, I'm not really feeling this one. Also, I have other obligations. Yeah.
What I do to combat that is, because I knew that was going to be an issue, is I give everyone a time frame in which I'll get their work done. Whether or not I get it done early, I still deliver it at the end of that time frame.
Yeah.
Because all that means for me, because if I deliver it fast, it's going to happen like you just said. They're going to be like, oh, well, last time I got it in a day. But if I know that if I deliver it, let's say I gave you a week. You give me a video, I say I can give you the video at the end of the week. If I give you the video at the end of the week, cool, I finished it early. Fine, that's great and everything, but that's more so for you than it is for them.
Yeah.
To say it's done, I got it out of the way. That's fine, you got it out of the way. Still deliver it at the same exact time and just do what you got to do in the meantime. Yeah. You know, unless it's like I need to get paid right now, blah, sort of thing, and you like deliver it early. Like me, I always say I get paid by the project, and this is like my only bread and butter. So I literally, as soon as I'm done, I deliver it out. But I still give people a time frame. If you get it within that time frame, good on you. But also understand that regularly, you know, this is when I would get stuff done in. I want to talk about something that has been irking me to death. It is people asking me for free advice and why that is not okay. I'm a YouTuber now. I also do video editing work. I do photography and stuff like that. And I've had a YouTube channel for a while now. I used to be a gaming channel. Wasn't my thing.
I remember that.
Let's not remember that. But I had a YouTube channel prior. No one watched my videos. No one was rocking with me. Then I came out with the channel I actually really wanted to do. And people liked it. People were watching it. And then once I said I quit my job to pursue doing video editing and YouTube full time, people were like, hey, cool, I want to do YouTube. I want to, you know, make videos. I have this and that. Can you help me? Can you give me some advice? How do you edit? Which is my favorite one. My favorite one. My PC. Just break it down. Okay, let's just start at the top. My PC is 100% fully custom built. Every part, okay, has been purchased separately for my needs. My computer is made for gaming and video editing.
That bitch thick.
She's thick. Thick with riggable.
Yeah.
It's custom tailored for me. My brother builds computers. Holla at him if you need one built. But my brother builds computers, and he builds all of my computers for me. He's built all my last 3 computers. He always asks, what do you need it for? So my computer can very easily run any of the Adobe programs. I use After Effects like nothing, which before was like, yeah, it's made for me. And I taught myself everything about video editing that I learned now. No one taught me this. I think my brother taught me how to use the cut function.
Really?
And that's it. Yeah, he was literally like, here, you want to learn how to do like jump cuts? This is how you use the razor tool. And then was like, yeah. Oh, he taught me how to keyframe. He taught me how to keyframe. So, but everything else I learned completely on my own. Everything that I do, everything that I design, I learned all that stuff by myself. So it's a little bit insulting for me when people are like, oh, can you show me how to do this? Can you show me how to do that? And I was like,
learn it yourself.
Look, you know, I always help people for free who have shown a genuine interest in learning and have taken that step. if you know how to use an editing program for the most part, you can pretty much learn how to use any editing program.
But the problem is the people that are actually learn how to edit never edit anything in their life.
Yes.
Besides Instagram filters, probably.
Yes, exactly. So I use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is largely, in part, completely 100% everything is made. All of the aspects of it, every element that goes into your video, you have to make.
Yeah.
No offense, but it's not like Final Cut where like a lot of the shit is pre-made. You know, you literally have to do it yourself. I specifically learned how to use Premiere Pro, so if I ever got to a place where I would need to know how to do this stuff, because for a lot of places, Premiere Pro is an industry standard.
Yeah.
I wanted to know how to use it, so I literally just jumped straight into Premiere Pro and I learned it. A lot of people that are editing, one, don't have the computer that can actually even run Premiere Pro, and two, people aren't interested. They just want to learn how to cut and do iMovie type stuff.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Windows Movie Maker. For you
Windows Movie Maker, I have really good memories with that. And the music videos?
Yeah. I made quite a few really embarrassing things on it.
There you go. You use Windows Movie Maker even as a kid.
Yeah.
So you have a little inkling of understanding of video editing. These people don't. These people just see the kid who has 22 million subscribers on YouTube unboxing toys, and they think, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
I want to get into video editing. But they don't realize that kid's father is a video editor.
Yeah.
He's a creator.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot more than just learning how to edit to make good content.
I remember one of my favorite YouTubers, Evelyn from the internet. What's up, girl? Her brother edits her videos, and I didn't know that. I thought she was editing them at first, and then she was like, I have no idea. Yeah. I really do not know how to edit. So I was like, damn, it's crazy. And don't forget, a lot of your favorite YouTubers do not edit their own videos. Even people that have less than 1 million subscribers do not edit their own videos,
And that's okay.
Which is, absolutely fine. If you got money or you know somebody that will do it for you, like, I wish my brother knew how to video edit, because he would absolutely do it for me, and it would save me a lot of time. It's
not even just video editing. There are people who podcast who don't even know anything about podcasting. They just literally go into a studio and they just pay somebody to record them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a big part of freelancing is learning how to do these things on your own. Because just imagine, like, let's say you don't have the money to pay anyone. All this, you have to do all yourself. I just did a video, which I will link somewhere here. It is about all the stuff that I have to do. I did it all by myself. I can't wait until the day I can pay someone else to do it for me.
Amongst all your friends, don't you feel like you're the only one who has the technical know-how to do everything?
Yes.
It's so annoying when you can't really rely on your friends to edit or help you with the process because they don't really know anything.
Yes.
And it's really frustrating, but then it's like, it's so rewarding at the end of the day. You're like, I saved the day. Like, I did that.
Yeah. I find a lot of pleasure in doing things myself.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Woo! I like to pleasure myself. No, I'm kidding. Cut that out. Okay. I find a lot of joy in doing things myself. So I love... Damn, get your ass out of here. But it's... Ooh, that's a good point. Something that people don't really talk about much until it becomes like an actual mental health issue is how lonely it feels if you don't have other people who are doing the same thing as you. Yeah. So like I was talking to my mom the other day and I was telling her I made a new friend. What's up, cousin? She has a YouTube channel. And I was like, it's cool because like I had Gil to talk about stuff too, but we do different things. Yeah. You upload your podcast to YouTube, but the YouTube is your bread and butter. It's just like the visual part of that. So I don't podcast, so I don't really, we don't talk about the audio stuff, and YouTube, so it's not like, oh my God, like, what should my video be about today? Or oh my God, how many subscribers? So it's different. So like I made a friend who is a YouTuber. I'll probably link it. I'm gonna try. Link it somewhere up here. Yeah, I feel like less lonely because even though I hung out with Gail, we meet regularly. We meet very regularly to talk about like our projects and we do work on stuff together. It's really lonely even when you have a lot of friends and family because you do this alone. Like no one else understands that you have to edit all this stuff by yourself. You have to come up with the ideas by yourself. Even Gil, he has a podcast with 2 other people, but they don't have the technical savvy. So they don't have to sit there for hours and edit and freak out when the audio for whatever reason wasn't picking up, or you know what I mean?
It's like a couple of episodes where my computer literally just will start twerking for no reason and stop recording, and all I will have is the audio from the video.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know how things work. You just take the audio from the video, but then audio from the video isn't the best.
Yeah.
So you have to like tweak it, and I'll explain it to my co-host, and they'll be like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh god. So it's frustrating. So I wish I can find somebody who's into the podcast realm, but also into the technical aspect of it.
Yeah. So it's super frustrating, but it's nice because like he's my photography mentor. He's the one who taught me a lot about like composition, how to take like a good photo. But I taught myself how to use the camera first. I didn't show up to his house with the camera.
Hey, can I use my iPhone?
Gil's told me so many stories about people.
Oh my god.
That like just they literally like buy a camera.
Okay.
And just show up to his house and be like, what are you using?
I haven't told you this story. So there's this guy.
Story time.
There's this guy. He's a photographer. He's still a photographer. He hired me to be his second shooter, and I'm thinking, oh well, he must be a photographer. He must be whatever. Cool. So I get to the venue, and it's pretty cool. I set up my lights. He comes a little late, which is fine. I got my lights set up. I had 3 strobe lights, and I was like, hey, so what's the plan? How are we going to tackle this? And I was like, all right, cool. So he's like, all right, hey, let's set your camera white balance to the same, so it's not, you don't have to edit as much. He's all right, cool. So I was like, he pulled out his camera, and it was a Nikon Coolpix. I was so and then it made sense because when I asked him through text, hey, are you using a wide lens or using like a telephoto so I can maybe shoot wide lens and you shoot the close ups? And he's like, oh no, I have like a zoom and it can be anything. It varies. So I'm like, oh, it's cool. And what lens do you have? I'll have the one that came with the camera. I was like, okay, he probably doesn't have any, interchangeable lenses, whatever. He has a kit lens. But he gets there with a Nikon Coolpix. For those of you who don't know anything about photography, it's like the most generic auntie camera of all time. Basic camera.
The camera that you'll see most of your YouTubers, if they're not using, I think it's the Canon G7X, I think. Yeah. If they're not using that, which is usually a vlogging camera anyway, they're using a DSLR, which is a digital SLR. Yeah. Those have interchangeable lenses, the ones you take on and off.
Really good depth of field.
Yeah, they have a lot of settings.
It's a professional camera.
Yeah,
and
basically.
He did not. And he was...
Yeah. A Nikon Coolpix is what you would call a point and shoot. Those are when you're going to the Grand Canyon for the weekend and you need a camera. They're $70, sometimes $60. And you just need, just a doo-doo. Yeah, that's a point and shoot.
So he's like, yo, so after the shoot, whatever, he's like, yo, I'm gonna send you the pictures for you to edit. And I'm like, I'm gonna charge you for that. Cool. So I get the images and I keep forgetting that this is not that's not a professional camera. So all the images were like kilobytes. It was so ridiculous and noisy and grainy and just, how do you pull this off?
That's something else that's really disheartening when you do freelance, just to see people that are like more successful and don't put in nearly as much work.
No, they don't.
Yeah. There's something to be said about really like putting in the work and making something your own. But for me, I feel like in the long run, when you really put your heart into it, you make it a lot farther than the people who try to like get rich quick or like pay someone to do something for you real quick, and it's tough. What's the upside? We're making a lot of comments that might make people go, that might not be for me. Yeah. It's not necessarily to deter you from doing freelance. I think everyone, if you have the capacity to open your own business or do your own thing, you absolutely should. Why are you working for someone else's dream? I always say that when people are like, I don't know, I want to do something. Don't work for someone else's dream. Work for your own dream. Make money for yourself. Don't make money for someone else. Yeah. So with all the negatives, all the scary things that can happen in freelance, what's the takeaway? What are some things that you want people to know about freelancing that are really positive and really is worth all of the stuff?
It's a huge learning process because, like you said, most of the things that you're going to be doing, you got to do it yourself. Yeah. So you have to learn. And if you are a person who loves to learn, this is the most gratifying things you can ever do. Because I didn't know anything about sound design. I didn't know anything about microphones, but I really wanted a podcast because I listen to podcasts all the time. So I went into learning about mixing. How do you went to learn. Okay. I learned about mixing, microphones, dynamic microphones. I learned about videos. I learned how to make a podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube
is an amazing resource. Yeah. I learned everything I know off of YouTube and a few blogs here and there.
Exactly.
But
Reddit is also a really good one.
Ooh,
and Facebook groups. People do not use Facebook the way they should. Facebook is a community, and there are hundreds of different communities that you can find. I'm in a couple of photography and podcast groups on Facebook. And like I said, since I'm talking about community, find somebody who has a similar interest as you.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We want you to follow your dreams, stay in school, don't do drugs, and follow us.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram at SHINGUIL. Follow my podcast Instagram at Let'sChill_podcast.
Yes. I've been on there a couple times. Yeah. No shame. I'm going to link the ones that I was in.
Yeah, they're like the best ones. No shade.
You know. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below if you have not done so already. Why have you not? Probably because this video is long as hell. You probably not even making it over here yet, but whatever. And don't forget to get that like button a tap on the tush. We will see you guys somewhere out there in the world or in the next video.
It's time to jump up in the air. Jump, don't be scared.